Danny Boyle's 28 Years Later has burst onto the global box office stage with an impressive estimated $60 million debut worldwide. The film, a long-anticipated follow-up in the acclaimed horror franchise, managed a perfect split of $30 million from both domestic and international markets. This total slightly surpasses earlier forecasts made before the weekend, confirming the film's strong pull with both critics and horror fans alike. The movie's R-rated, auteur-driven appeal, backed by Sony, seems to have struck a chord with audiences seeking elevated horror cinema. The international launch spanned 59 markets and outperformed many recent genre titles. Compared to other recent auteur horror films, 28 Years Later opened 76% higher than Sinners and performed on par with Nosferatu, which has been one of the standout arthouse horror entries this year. What's more impressive is that the film has exceeded well-known horror franchise sequels, including A Quiet Place, Part 2 by 13%, Evil Dead Rise by 24%, and Smile 2 by 29%, across comparable markets using current exchange rates. Leading the offshore results was the United Kingdom, where the film fittingly opened at number 1 with a stellar $6.4 million. This is not only a homecoming for Boyle but a nod to the franchise's British roots. Mexico followed as the next highest launch with $2.7 million, showcasing the film's ability to attract a diverse international audience. The Middle East debuted with a solid $1.8 million, while other significant market performances included Australia, $1.7 million, Korea, $1.5 million, Germany, $1.3 million, France, $1.3 million, and Spain, $1.2 million. Despite the heatwave affecting some countries, the film's opening remained strong and steady in all major regions. In contrast, the other new wide release this weekend, Pixar and Disney's Elio, had a softer global debut. The animated original brought in $35 million worldwide, with only $14 million coming from 43 international markets. These overseas markets represent 80% of the planned footprint, with important territories like China, Japan, and Spain still to open in the coming weeks. While the film has received positive feedback from audiences and on social media, it still failed to meet initial projections. A contributing factor could be the timing. School holidays have not yet begun in many international regions, limiting turnout from the film's target demographic of young families and children. Elio had its most successful international debut in South Korea, where it managed to climb from number 4 on Friday to finish at number 1 over the weekend with an estimated $1.8 million. Other notable openings included Mexico at $1.4 million, France at $1.3 million, the UK at $1.2 million, and Italy at $800,000. Disney still has high hopes for the film's long-term performance as it benefits from minimal competition in the animated space until the release of Smurfs in mid-July. Meanwhile, Universal's How to Train Your Dragon, the live-action adaptation of the beloved animated franchise, dominated the global and international box office again this weekend. After 2 weeks in theaters, it has already collected a robust $358.2 million globally, with $197.7 million of that total coming from overseas markets. In its second weekend, it grossed an additional $53.6 million from 81 territories, representing a 37% drop from its opening, a solid hold for a tentpole release of this scale. In many countries, the film retained the number 1 position, with the only exceptions being the UK/Ireland, China, and Korea. In Brazil, the film held particularly well with just a 13% drop. Other strong second-week performances came from Australia and Germany, each down 28%, the Netherlands down 32%, China and Korea down 32 to 33%, and Mexico down 38%. Japan is still awaiting its release, scheduled for September. Top-earning international markets so far include Mexico, $24.5 million, China, $23.2 million, the UK, $16.8 million, Brazil, $12.6 million, and Korea, $9.6 million. Additionally, the film has raked in $28.4 million from IMAX screenings, with $13 million from international IMAX alone. Another strong player in the ongoing box office battle is Disney's Lilo and Stitch, which has officially crossed the $900 million threshold, currently sitting at $910.3 million globally. In its 5th weekend, the live-action remake generated $19.7 million from 52 international markets, reflecting a 39% drop from the previous week. The film's overseas haul now stands at $523.6 million. Top international territories include Mexico with $64.2 million, followed by the UK $46.3 million, France $37.1 million, Brazil $34.5 million, and Germany $29 million. Paramount and Skydance's Mission: Impossible, The Final Reckoning also continued to perform steadily in its fifth weekend. The film added another $12.8 million from 66 international markets, pushing its global total to $540.9 million. Of that, $362.5 million came from overseas territories. Leading markets include China at $60.6 million, the UK at $32.9 million, Japan at $30.2 million, Korea at $22.5 million, and France at $21.8 million. As summer progresses, the global box office remains a competitive field, with new entries from major franchises and original content alike battling for top positions. 28 Years Later has delivered a strong start that could set the stage for additional sequels, while Elio still has a chance to build momentum during the summer holiday window. Meanwhile, established hits like How to Train Your Dragon, Lilo and Stitch, and Mission: Impossible are showing the power of global franchises with staying power, continuing to draw large audiences week after week.